rocket attack. Here he goes, gritted teeth. Van der Poel is putting everybody in the shade. He remembers his granddad Poulador. He wins the stage.
Makes him down, of course.
Oh, crash of Van der Poel.
And the world champion wins for the first time in his rainbow jersey.
We can start to drink in the feeling of being the world champion. Oh, Mathieu Van der Poel, this is incredible! I have never, ever seen anything like this in my life!
This is the future of cycling.
Before you need a bit of luck and good legs, and I had both today.
The king of Roubaix, the triple, Mathieu Van der Poel wins the 122nd Paris-Roubaix.
I remember when he was going to school, and he had a little bike with side wheels. The teacher called me, he said, "Why are there still side wheels on Matthew's bike?" I said, "Yeah, but because he's only 3 years, we don't like him to crash it." She said, "But he's taking all the bikes without the side wheels. You can take them off because it's okay." He has something special with the bike.
I started cycling even before I could walk almost.
My heart just beat like a Cherokee drum. And in the morning when the sun has come, 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour in the fast lane. 100 miles an hour till I'm done.
Especially as a kid, going into the forest, playing in the mud with the bike, and just pushing the limits of a cyclocross bike was something I always really enjoyed doing.
Mathieu, c'était un enfant très, très énergique. Il avait vraiment besoin de se dépenser en jouant dehors, en faisant du sport. C'était vraiment un enfant qui avait besoin du grand air pour dépenser son énergie.
I think the most basic thing I remember is just going to school by bike. It's hard to explain why this is such a big culture in Belgium. I think it goes back from a period of Mercs and maybe even before them. It's just in the roots and part of life in Belgium.
My first race was when I was 6 years old.
We saw some things that said, okay, for someone who's 6 years old, he's doing some special things, you know.
It was already clear that he was an exceptional talent. As I was 2-3 years older, he was beating me quite soon in our careers.
The cyclocrosses he did, most of them, he did win. When he was young, he had already the pressure.
I never really felt a lot of pressure because I was the son of a famous cyclist. It was more just pressure for myself to try and do as best as I could in the races. I think I was pretty stubborn, already doing my own thing. So my dad would say, yeah, you have to put this much tire pressure in the tires, and then after 2 corners, I would let some air out because I felt it was better to be a bit less. Of course, I listened, but I've always had my own philosophy about some of the technical stuff, and it's still the way I approach cycling. For me, it was never a doubt that I wanted to fully commit to this life.
As parents, you're happy when you see your children are happy. I think that's the most easiest answer you can give.
If you see your dad after a long time career, he still enjoys the bike, I think this is also something you have to cherish as well.
The one is my grandfather, the other one is my father, and it's, yeah, for us it's just a normal thing that cycling is in our genes and in our lives since I can remember.
Mon papa s'appelait Raymond, donc, et il était très populaire.
Being the eternal second, let's say, it gave him this huge popularity in France.
Votre favori. Poulidor. Votre favori. Coucou. Votre favori.
Coucou.
Most of the people said he was more well known than the president in France. I think he did 50 Tour de France's. The Tour de France was his life, and he always said, when I don't go to the Tour de France, for me it's over. A few months after his last Tour de France, he died.
Tried once and tried again. That's Pogacar in the white jersey as well, just behind him. This is fantastic. And on his case goes Van der Poel, who tried once and tried again.
Mathieu Van der Poel is resurgent. He is dominant. Mathieu Van der Poel points to the sky. He remembers his granddad Poulidor. He wins the stage.
Gonna be yellow jersey, Mathieu.
I have no words. Really, I don't know what to say.
Who are you thinking of when you cross the line?
Yeah, my granddad, of course.
Yeah, he had a difficult moment with a lot of tears. Mathieu was missing his grandfather. The connection between them was very special. It's a little bit of a disappointment that he went too early. I think he would be even more proud the last couple of years what Mathieu did.
A majestic performance, a majestic world champion. Victory for Van der Poel. He wins the world title in Glasgow. The king of Roubaix, the triple, Mathieu Van der Poel wins the 122nd Paris-Roubaix.
It's a sport where you have to work for 110%. If you do it 99, yeah, then it's better you don't do it.
Van der Poel and Pogacar, left, right, Van der Poel!
Not only me, but this generation changed cycling on the road. Really racing super offensive from far away. Yeah, I have some talent that I got when I was born, but at a certain point that talent is not enough. You need to put in the hard work and the hours to be at the highest level.
Became a bit obsessed with golf. It's super relaxing, and for most of the time it's super relaxing, and it's a good way to meet up with friends again, to be away from the cycling for a few hours. Try to play scratch today, that would be nice.
We try to play every week when Mathieu is not on his biking season, so when the sun is out, the clubs are out as well.
Play ball.
I think for the moment he has found a really nice balance between the two worlds of being in the spotlight and being at home and just being the person behind the rider, I guess.
I love how down to earth he is and how easy he handles everything. I really feel that the way you see him is the way I see him. It's not like he's any different on race days than at home. There's just, people expect a lot from him and there's a lot of pressure, but he handles it like so well, so I can only admire it. I'd say we're 50-50 here and in Spain, depending on the weather, really.
I consider it my home as well in Spain. When you want to build a solid base for the classic season, it's really nice to have good weather, and only thing you miss is family sometimes. It's not a secret, I think everybody knows becoming world champion mountain bike is still maybe the highest thing now on my list. For me, mountain bike is one of the best atmospheres there is. People that love the sport that come and watch, and they cheer from the first to the last rider, and this is why I love it so much. That's the most difficult combination for me to make with the road cycling season. It also makes it really fun to keep chasing this goal, and it keeps me motivated. It's still as fun as I did it while I was a kid. A couple more years, hopefully, and can already look back at an amazing career. It's way more than I've ever thought of, but there's still a few things in my head that I want to achieve, and it's the memories that will stay the longest and not the trophy for me. I'm not really good at sitting still, so I have to keep moving.